That's not bad.
That's right.
All right.
Some heat to it.
You got a real outfit.
Do I? Well, the socks were intentional. Can you tell?
I was going to ask.
I appreciate the audience.
Look at this.
Huh?
He's looking for DMs, folks.
Pandering. Listen, I know which way your audience leans, and
gay.
Well, yeah, I was like, all my socks were either just straight up black, or this is the most popping sock that I have.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they think. They might be like bulls.
You can't please these people.
This might be like a matador's blanket.
Like
they're just gonna stare at your feet.
Right. It's gonna be distracting.
They're trying to run through their TVs or their. I don't know how they watch this.
Well, just know my intention was pure. That's all that really matters.
I looked at a few people that subscribed to me recently, and they
like their
yeah, because they have like over 1,000 subscribers themselves. So I'm like,
oh,
who are these people? And it's just people filming their feet.
That's it.
In different articles of clothing.
Wow.
Well, that's sneakers, clothing.
It's a part of the outfit for sure.
Definitely.
You know. But feet are, I mean, I know it's a big thing. It's a big OnlyFans thing. A lot of ladies are putting pictures of their feet up on the site, right?
I think. Yeah. Well, there's Feet Finder. There's a whole OnlyFans just for feet. That's all the site is for. It's all we're uploading. It's all, I mean, I don't know if you upload a picture of your tits and then they kick you off. To like, excuse me, this isn't.
But it was invented for
specifically feet.
What a country!
And now it's like a huge thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like sponsoring pods and all
Feet
that.
Finders, they're getting into the podcast game. Well, that's good. Well, you got to get you on there. I mean, what are we doing here?
Why do you think I shouted them out in the first 3 minutes? I know the YouTube algorithm works.
I know how it works. Beautiful.
Find them for me.
Wow. But like, if you're putting that up for money, how many different ways can you put it up there before you're kind of recycling over the same shit? No?
That's what I said. How many different angles? So I brought this up with a lady.
Yeah.
Who I'm interested in.
Okay.
But what she said, which made me think she might be a little interested back. She's like, if you do this for OnlyFans, you'd have to show more than the foot.
Like the upper calf, or
that's what I said.
Yeah.
I literally said, you mean the upper calf?
Great minds.
Yeah, she's like, you probably have to show some, a little extra skin with foot. But I don't know if, comment below, you usually do, if those people into feet are into other stuff.
Are they into other stuff? Yeah, maybe it's like a sort of a cuckolding thing where you're like, you love your wife, but you want to see your wife with different...
With black feet.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, whatever you're not. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's like I want to see a foot with like a smooth leg. Maybe I want to see it surrounded by some body hair. Maybe I want like a good, like I got some calves on me.
You do have some calves on you. Why do you have calves?
I don't know. I mean, I run, I bike, but it's like, I think it's a genetic thing.
Yeah.
These are my mother's calves, everybody.
Oh, what was her name?
Yeah.
What was his name is the joke I was looking for. Well, we're still early in the pod, folks. Yeah. You have big feet for your size.
Yeah.
Has anyone told you that?
I wear a 10. Nobody's ever told me that.
I wear a 10. I feel like you have bigger feet than me.
Really?
We're about to have a foot off.
I mean, could be the color. Could be distracting.
That's true.
Black is slimming.
Yeah.
Could be that. I don't know. I have very wide. I feel like I have wide Fred Flintstone feet.
You have long feet. I feel like you have very long feet. The longer than mine, I would say.
Really?
Maybe the same size.
Yeah, maybe a touch. A smidge. But I can't wear most shoes. I can't wear Nikes. Definitely.
No arch.
No arch, and it's...
Well, and their libs.
It's yeah. Exactly. I'm not kneeling. And they're not wide enough. I always need like a New Balance, or what I'm wearing right now are Ultras. They're like specifically got a wide toe box.
What is that, Mizuno?
No, Ultra.
Is that that's the name of the brand?
That's the name of the brand.
Oh, interesting.
Ultra, they got a wide toe box, so you feel like you're walking around, not barefoot, but your feet can breathe a little bit. So you're not, cramped.
Yeah, your life's real fucking boring, huh?
Dude, I'm getting into a lot of different stuff. I'm starting to cruise into like a nice altitude of I know what I like. You get into a rhythm.
You're in middle-aged in your late 20s.
Dude, I am and I'm not. I feel like I've been burning the candle in some regards, and then in the other half of my life, I'm like picking up hobbies. Like I'm going back to guitar and trying to make that a thing.
Going back to guitar.
I had a guitar. It was my dad bought me a guitar when I was young. Never played it, but I always kept it. And then, pandemic hits, and you're like, now's my moment. And then that lasted a month, and now I'm really getting back into it. The most I ever have, where I actually know my finger calluses are coming in.
No big ladies.
A little bit, not to brag, but then. I'd say the social sort of relationship aspect of my life is just a dumpster fire.
Gotcha.
So
you had the same thought process as a 16-year-old.
I get.
You're like, if I just learn guitar.
Yeah, if I learn guitar, literally, I'm like learning "Thinking Out Loud" by Ed Sheeran right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, where would you perform this?
I would never just like. I mean, obviously, if somebody came over. It would be like it's my cigarette. It's my
what?
After, it's like, when you're laying in bed and you're smoking a cigarette after sex? And they do in the movies?
Yeah, I was going to say. No, because I wasn't born in 1954.
You ever seen Pretty Woman? So that would be like, go up, sit on the couch, and then just start strumming, start flicking the strings.
So your plan is you're learning the guitar for post-coitus?
I've done many things for post, pre, all things surrounding
coitus. Every skill men achieve is solely
it can all be
for coitus.
It can all be
pre or
down.
Post.
Yeah, I would say.
But yeah,
it's ultimately.
So you're learning the comedy for pre, the guitar for post.
The comedy for sure is the pre. It's been the biggest assist in any lady that's ever been interested in me, minus my ex. I would say.
Interesting. But you can't do comedy post-coitus.
No.
It would not work out.
No. Or during, I've found.
It doesn't work out during.
During is, you can't be slinging jokes.
No.
It's not
both of you can't be laying there and you're like... So how about that Titanic submarine, huh? You guys hear about this?
Mr. Vinny Boom Butts. Yeah, you can't.
You're doing real old school shit? Yeah. You're doing Seinfeld? What's the deal?
What was that all about back there? Yeah, you can't do that. But I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place. I don't want a girlfriend and I want a girlfriend. You're single right now?
I am.
Single man.
I know.
I don't know. Are you comfortable with that right now? Does it feel good? Yeah.
Because that's the thing, Taylor. Here's the thing.
Tell me the thing.
The concept is good.
Yeah.
The execution is bad.
Sure.
It's like mac and cheese with ketchup.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the first example that came to my mind. I don't know why. I don't have an explanation
lamb
for
and
that
tuna
one.
fish, but yeah,
lamb and tuna fish. No, I know.
Lamb and for spaghetti meatball. I agree. I think that in a sense it grounds you.
Yes.
And I do miss not having to think or feeling like I'm thinking about women at all.
Interesting.
And I felt more mature in a relationship.
Definitely felt more mature.
I felt way more mature when I go places and I have a nice lady. I go, oh, this is, I felt more like an adult. And, because this running around being single, it's only cute for so long.
It's exhausting.
It's very exhausting.
I didn't realize how exhausting this would be.
Yeah, it's extreme, and it's a lot of interactions, a lot of stimulus, just talking and trying to be on a lot.
But I already feel, I don't know what's going on in my throat. Sorry, it's a little cum.
Semen.
It's I'm single.
What was his name? We did it.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that's not.
Yeah, I know.
It
was right there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry, Dad. Here we go. All right, and I completely lost my train of thought.
Single stimulus, a lot of
Stimulus,
exhausting, talking to.
It's a lot of empty conversation. That's the thing, being single or in a relationship. It's all empty conversation.
Empty meaning you're kind of just
doing it to do it.
Yeah, because we don't want to just cut our food in silence, kind of a thing. Like,
well, I feel like it's like there's pressure to always be communicating.
Yes.
With someone.
Yeah, but I think that's when you know you've found someone good, is when you can kind of be in the silence and it doesn't feel weird, doesn't feel awkward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, also no.
Yeah, you feel like you need to be saying something.
You need right. I need someone to constantly be doing bits with.
You want someone to riff off of.
Oh yeah, right.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt a pressure to, like, if I wasn't interested or like asking about the other person's life, then it meant that I didn't care about it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I want you to ask me. I mean, it's not like just ask me about my day, but like be genuinely interested in what's going on. And I am. I'm just not a good. I'm not good at kicking it off. But if you tell me, hey, today I went to the blah 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 or whatever, I'm with you. But I'm not a guy like when you walk in the door, I'm like, drop everything and I want to have a huge conversation.
And by huge conversation, you mean something of substance?
Yeah, I guess. You know.
So here, and also I apologize because this is a bit I'm trying to work on now, but this really did happen. This is what I don't like dating now, is that I feel like everyone feels like you have to say something in a new relationship. This was date 3 or 4 with this girl. You feel like you have to say something that'll make the other person still like you.
Sure.
So I'm sitting there with the girl outside bar.
Yeah.
And 4 blind people walked by.
Okay.
Which,
yeah,
let's all agree.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking blind
That's
people.
a lot.
It was like 20 minutes, too.
They all
It wasn't
find
like
each other.
What?
Wait, were they together?
No,
Oh,
separate.
I thought they were like a pack.
No, it was a herd of blinds. No, the blinds can only walk by themselves.
Yeah, that's a lot of sticks.
Right.
It's a lot of stick.
It's a lot of stick.
Yeah.
No, so 4 blind people walked by in probably like a 25-minute time span.
Yeah.
So I said to her, I was like, a lot of fucking blind people around here.
Good bit.
I'm just, it's light, it's fun. And it is a lot of blind people.
Yeah.
And she said, I would hate to, it's so sad, I would hate to be the one that diagnosed them.
I would hate to be the one that diagnosed them?
Yeah. Like, I would hate to be, break the news to them.
That they're blind?
That's what I said! It's like the only diagnosis you don't have to do!
I'm not sure if you're aware. It actually might be the only thing they are aware of.
That's the only thing they know for a fact.
Is they're blind.
They don't know what color the sky is. They don't know if the Earth's round, but I can't tell you.
How many fingers am I holding up? You're
Can't tell
blind.
you.
You're blind.
What? What's the test? They just throw a ball at a person and they're like, you're fucking blind.
That's the test. Write something on a... Wow. That's an interesting... I wonder did you press on about that? Did you... You just said, that's the easiest diagnosis.
We had a good laugh, and I made fun of her, and then she broke up with me 3 days after that.
Oh, fantastic.
Well,
sure,
was it about
related.
the blind stuff? I don't think so. I think it was just me.
If it was, then it wasn't going to last too far beyond that anyway.
Right. Listen, that's all I got.
This is what
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. To quote my buddy Ted Barton's joke, you ever been so bored on a date you just be yourself?
That's very funny.
That's
so funny.
It's pretty insightful. Every time I think about that a lot when I'm on a date, and I'm just like, I feel myself trying to be on, and I'm like, God, I could never keep this up. I could never. I feel like I'm trying to be something that this person will like, but I'm like, oh, it's not. I'm not being. I want to make that comment, or I want to make, or I have the instinct. We have the instinct to make that joke, and then I feel it gets stifled a little bit.
This isn't relatable to people listening, or maybe if you're a comic, maybe it's truly like you're hosting a one-person show, like you're hosting with one audience.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so where are you from?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I've thought a lot about dating now because I've been hosting a lot more as kind of a host energy.
That's exactly what it is.
Where whatever they say, I'm trying to riff off what they said and make it into a joke somehow,
Right.
you know, be fun and everything. And it's, at the end, I feel I'm like, I should be paid or something.
The bill comes, you're like, all right, you got this.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I was doing a lot
I
back
work
there.
here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's someone in after you. Someone coming in. Fuck.
It's, and one thing I'm noticing is, you know, a lot of my material is trash. Everything's garbage.
Yeah.
Girls do not appreciate
They
me
don't?
calling things trash. Myself, they don't get it.
They don't understand what you mean?
Yeah, like, yeah, you know, I'm a little trash. It's what it is. Like, you're not.
Are you dating girls in this neighborhood?
No, I've been going to one place, which I'm also realizing don't do that. Mix up your
Oh,
places.
like one
I
watering
have,
hole?
yeah, I got places
Mm.
in a series, in an order, which is
Okay.
also probably sociopathic, but
Well, I mean, it's like anything else in the city. There's so many places to go. You kind of just pick a few and,
right.
you know.
I know the pattern.
Yeah.
I know the rhythm.
Yeah.
But
You're, like, comfortable with the place. You know what's on the menu. And
well, yeah. I mean, every place has
Yeah.
Lagunitas.
I
You
mean,
know,
yeah.
I don't
Sure.
really have to know the menu.
Sure. No, I mean, I got a buddy who literally every time he goes on a date with a girl, he does the exact same date with every girl. He goes to the same bar. They sit in the same place.
Oh, really?
He sits because it's like a strategic. I guess it's the way the table or the bar kind of meets. It's optimal for eventually if you want to like make some sort of physical like. It's just optimal seating, I guess. You're not across from them. You're kind of like on a corner.
Corner's good.
Corners are good. So
Corners are good.
he'll get there as like a specific seat, and then afterwards, you know, when you want to change location, changing locations is big apparently. You know, I want to go on a little walk, and then they walk to this place over by the water on First, and then you make a move.
Is your buddy the same person you referred to about 3 minutes ago?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay. I was like, who is this person? I should have him on the pod. Oh, I already had him.
Listen, I was trying to keep his cover, but apparently his game is getting out. It's getting too popular. But it tends to work, you know.
Yeah, he does an outdoor move, which I don't understand.
Well,
It's nice. I do like it, but during the winter, that's tough.
dude, yeah, he was telling me. I asked the same question, like, what about the wintertime? And he's like, oh, I've done it like during a hailstorm. Still works. Apparently still gets the job done.
All right.
Because it's all, I mean, it depends what your end goal is, I think, with dating, where it's like if you're trying to get into a relationship, it's a different kind of strategic thing than if you're just trying to hook up with people, you know?
Yes.
Hooking up with people, it's a game. It is a game. It's like chess, and some people are autistic when it comes to games, and they get very good at doing the game. I'm not that great at, like, I have a hard time stifling what I actually want to say or do, because like it may not be beneficial for me eventually hooking up with you, but it's just honestly what I feel. Does that make sense?
No, I'm the same exact way.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
Like
no.
I might want to say something, but it might make me look less sexy than saying something else that would make me seem more attractive to the other person, I guess. But it's just more who I am.
And you'll go with that.
Yes, sometimes to my detriment.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. I'm the same. Listen, I don't know if you heard my blind guy
Yeah.
story, but I'm the same exact way.
Yeah, I mean,
Because Luciano, who I refer to, you know, I follow the Luciano method,
Luch.
and he is my coach during this entire process.
I've had a few lines from him. I've taken.
He does have good
got
lines.
some good lines.
He's got some good lines.
I used one of his the other night. Didn't work, but I got a laugh. The circumstances weren't perfect to make the move, but he's got this line where it's basically like, let's say you're gonna change locations, like, well, there's a good bar over here, there's a tequila spot, or we could make out a little bit. Have you used this line?
I haven't. I had a whole conversation with Metcalf.
Metcalf.
Yeah, because we had Kirschenbaum's wedding. When we
Yeah,
were driving
yeah,
up, we
yeah.
were talking. He just used the line last week. Say he's 2 for 2 with the line.
2 for 2 with the line.
I've
I've only used it once, but the circumstances were not great. It was a Hail Mary attempt. I think it has to be used in the right way. It was like, I won't go into the whole story, but it was like 5 a.m.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was no
How long was the date?
It wasn't it. I was
Oh.
trying to wingman a buddy. So it was these two girls, and he was interested in one of them.
Yes.
And so I was like, "Oh, I'll come along.
You're a
for
good
the
friend.
I'll come
Right.
along and I'll wing. I'll distract, so you can, whatever." And it just the night dragged on unnecessarily. We were out way too late, and neither one of he didn't. The girl just wanted to go home, and so he kind of, he got shot down. And then I was like, well, I was out here for this long. Let me just try. And it was not the line to choose, but it was the only one that came to mind. So it is a good line, and I could see it work.
I mean, we're for Metcalf, 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
But yeah, it just, yeah, you tried to do an onside kick at just the wrong time.
Right. Exactly. I tried to, yeah.
Right. It's
I was already
not
done.
it's not a bad move. At that time of night,
Yeah.
how long were you hanging out with these girls for?
A few hours.
You meet them out. You were out with them?
We
and
were
then you
already
met
out.
them?
They showed up a little tuned up.
Oh, you knew them. There was rapport.
There was a
between-
yeah. There was a rapport, but when we met up with them, it was 2.
That's insane.
Yeah.
No, then you both were in the right.
Oh,
You
think?
can't show up at 2 tipsy, 2 girls meeting 2 guys,
You
and
would
not
think.
expect a move to be made.
You would think, right? That's what
I don't like
thought.
these girls.
That's what I thought.
What was his name?
Henry. Yeah, that's what I would have. But you can't. You're not allowed to have expectations anymore. What's this country coming to?
Fucking Democrats. We used to be a proper country.
My body, my choice. And I think, yeah, it was a long ass fucking night. But what
Listen,
can
you
do?
tried.
Yeah, I got my hands full. Anyway.
No, the Luciano method, like the principle I agree with. I like the first date, drink, second date activity, third date dinner, and then take it from there.
Uh-huh.
I do like that. What I don't, his texting philosophy's gotten all in my head. Don't
Oh.
be funny until date. He's like, don't be funny till date 6 or 7. That's all I got.
Don't be funny until date
I got a
6 or
good
7.
head of hair and I'm funny.
I haven't
I don't got
heard-
much else. My shoulders are decent.
If I'm not funny, I got nothing.
Yeah.
That's how I meet
Well, you got
anybody.
socks, but-
yeah, I got the socks, but
He's like, don't be funny until, date 6 or 7. That's his philosophy.
isn't it? Only attractive people could say that.
Right.
Attractive people could be like, don't rely on your personality until date 6 or 7.
Don't rely what's got in you here.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I wouldn't know how to.
That's all right.
I wouldn't know how to be. I guess
But
it's in my nature.
it's in my nature. I'm going to be if you don't like me at funny, you're not
Yeah.
going to like me. If you don't like me at blind joke,
Yeah.
you're not going to like me for
Funny
the rest
is-
of eternity.
Yeah, I've been having people slide in my DMs after shows. That's like a recent development in the last 6 months to a year. And it's I don't know how to. I'm not used to that, obviously. You
Right.
know?
Let me ask you your opinion on this.
Okay.
Friday,
Uh-huh.
I asked you to do Stone Street. You were busy. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Girl in the audience, young girl, 23, 24,
Uh-huh.
heckling.
Okay.
Heckled me, at least. A couple other people. But she heckled me during a good amount of my set.
Yeah.
Afterwards came up to me and was like, oh, I was the one. I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I know.
there's 26 people here. And I could see the whole lot. Like, I knew it was you. Oh, bing, bang, boom. We're going back and forth, just chatting it up. And she's like, would you want to come to Ulysses with me and my friend?
Okay.
And I didn't go
Okay.
because I don't like that she heckled.
And that's
Am
the
I wrong for
That's
that?
the comic. I have been annoyed out of talking to a girl for sure. I've done that, where I'm like, then you win, because you want me to come with you, and you heckled me and did get a consequence, kind of a thing.
It's like you heckled because you wanted attention.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you that attention.
Right.
I had to work on this blind guy bit,
Yeah.
and you fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
So now I can't go out.
Yeah.
She was cute, but not that.
Not enough.
Not enough to get over her bad personality.
Yeah, I mean, heckling. That also reveals so much about a person. I
Thank
think.
you.
It really does. If they need to make. I mean, I was about to be like, if they need that much attention, we're literally the ones on stage. like I've dedicated my whole life to needing attention, so I can't talk.
We're
that much.
artists, Taylor.
Yes, I'm trying to work on my art, and you're interrupting me.
I know. I walked in here and you didn't know a show was gonna happen, but you're interrupting me.
I know we
now.
ambushed your night, and you have to now be quiet. But it's my time. Yeah. I think you made the right call.
I think I made the right call.
Yeah.
I know I got a lot of heat for it, but
yeah.
I think I did the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like on again, off again, kind of sometimes seeing this girl who will not. She doesn't heckle, but she videotapes at shows. She'll like pull her phone out and start recording. Mainly me, obviously.
Wait, how many shows does she come into?
She's come to a couple. It's this girl in Jersey. Have I told you about this?
No.
All right. Well.
Oh boy, is that why you keep doing that fucking Jersey City show?
It's a factor. That's where I met her. All right. Well, I'll block her when I post this.
No, it won't be the clip.
All right. It won't be the clip.
It won't be the clip.
So yeah, I was doing the show in Jersey City, and this girl came by herself, and she was just like wanted something to do or whatever, and I was helping her like get a ticket. She didn't know how Venmo worked. Red flag. And so I help her get a ticket. She stays for the show. Afterwards, she doesn't come up, but later that night or like maybe a day after, I posted something on my story. She replied to it. She DMs me, and I go to this girl's profile. I'm like, I don't recognize her because all her photos are of a child. So I'm like, who is this person? So after a little bit of context,
Latina?
Greek.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Greek. Maybe a mix of something in there. She's got a big old, yeah. So.
Nose?
Let's call it that. So we start DMing back and forth. I put it together who she is. She gets pretty forward.
Oh.
Pretty quick. Like kind of being very flirty. And, so I was like, oh, I guess I'll have to come back to Jersey at some point. And she was like, yeah, you should. I was like, okay. And then, so we got drinks, and she pulled a move on me to get me back to. I like this move, by the way. We're at a.
Write this down, everyone.
We're at
you're gay, but whatever.
We're at like a bar restaurant. She orders like an appetizer, some food, doesn't eat it.
Octopus?
No, it wasn't octopus. I think it was like wings or something. I don't know. She doesn't eat it though.
Oh.
She asked for a box, and she's like, "You want to go to another bar?" She gets a box for the food. She goes, "I'm just gonna stop by my place real quick and throw this in the fridge. Do you mind if we stop by my place?" And I was like, "Wow. Okay, sure." We did not go to the other bar. I was like, "That was smooth."
That's a good.
It's a good move, right?
I will say this though, I don't like people that get doggy bags.
I like the reason she got. It was, you don't like the food. Would have been like heckling? You would have been like, I'm sorry, I can't. I gotta go.
No, I still probably would have slept with her.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, it would have been like, this is someone that takes home.
Well, it was
food.
I was the doggy bag, in a way.
Ooh.
Where it was like, I'm bringing this home, and then we'll eat it later. She literally did not eat a single wing. And just brought it.
What about this? Blue cheese and ranch.
Blue cheese. I forget what she got, but that is big.
That would be probably a bigger factor.
I don't.
Than the taking doggy bag in it.
I'm trying to. To be honest, I don't know if I want a girl who likes either. I don't know why.
Oh, that's surprising.
I don't.
Wait, what do you dip your wings in then?
Well, they're in a sauce. If they're in a sauce,
you don't dip the wing. You won't dip a wing into blue cheese or ranch.
Maybe a ranch, but
you're fucking garbage.
I like the sauce. If it was a dry thing, maybe.
You're a dry rub wing.
Yeah, you're a blue cheese guy.
Yeah,
blue cheese guy.
Yeah,
sophisticated. He's the Upper East Side. That's it.
Yeah, used to like ranch back in Fi-Dye, but now,
yeah,
blue cheese guy.
Yeah. So
okay.
So this is somewhat recent. We kind of have this like casual hookup thing.
So how long has this? When was that? How long ago?
A few months ago, let's say.
Okay.
So it's been a casual on and off thing when I go into the city. So one time she's like, "Hey, you should come over after the show." Okay, I'm like, "Okay." I'm walking towards her place. She messaged me. She goes, "Hey, you gotta give me like 5 minutes." I was like, "Okay, why?" She goes, "'Cause I'm I'm got to put my kid down. Kid's never been there. Kid's never been there before.
I got to put my kid down. She suffocates the kid.
So I was like, now I didn't think this through because every time I go, it's in Jersey City, it's a while from my place. I usually crash and go home in the morning.
That makes sense.
So I didn't think it through. Her kid's there.
Ew.
And I'm crashing. So I do that. I crash. Fast forward, it's like 6:30 in the morning. You ever like wake up, but your eyes are still closed?
Yes.
I wake up and I hear, Mom! And I'm awake now, but I'm pretending to be asleep. The kid pushes open the door.
No.
Comes in, jumps on her mom's side of the bed. I haven't opened my eyes yet. I'm playing dead. She's like dealing with the kid, and the kid goes, Who is that? And the mom goes, that's the bodyguard. Because there's monsters, and he needs to protect mommy from the monsters. She just introduced monsters into her kid's life. She goes, he's the bodyguard, and she was like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, I'm laying there. I'm like, what a terrible thing to say. It's a horrible thing to say. Tells her on the bodyguard. So they get up. She escorts her out of the room. She comes back in. Now I'm awake. She goes, I didn't want to tell her your name because if she repeated it to the dad, it would have been an issue. So I was like, okay. So now I'm
the dad doesn't like your comedy.
Yeah. He'd find you on Instagram and he would not be a fan.
He saw your Short King clip and just... He just wasn't a fan.
I've talked to people about this. Apparently, it's not cool. Like, it needs to be a discussion if the kid's going to be around somebody new. It's apparently a problem. I guess you can't just bring anybody around the kid. It's like disrespectful to the other parent. The kid's like 3 or 4. I guess I don't know. That's what I heard.
Who the fuck did you ask that to?
I don't know. Some other people seem to know.
Other kids?
Yeah, on the playground. Like, does your mom fuck other people in front of you? No. But it gets worse. So she goes out to the living room. She puts on like some educational YouTube show for the kid, right? One of these YouTube kid shows.
Yeah, sure.
She comes back in the room and she goes, we got about 15 minutes.
Put on a longer video.
She goes, I guess that's like her attention span by herself until she's like looking for her mom. She's like, she's going to be preoccupied for about 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay. So she wanted to hook up, but so we're trying to hook up and I can hear the show. I'm like, we're hooking up and I hear like the toe bone's connected to the foot bone's connected to the ankle bone. And I'm like hearing this while it's a nightmare. Only
the chances that kid's going to be a doctor is slim to none.
I mean, definitely not. Then it gets dropped on me that it's the mom's birthday that morning.
No fucking way.
It's the mom's birthday. So we get dressed. I go back outside. Oh, no. Another. So she goes, all right, I'm going to go deal with her. I'm going to lock the door behind me because, and I got to get dressed. So I'm sitting on the bed. I'm kind of like covered, but I'm naked. She didn't lock the door. The kid pushes open the door and sees me. And I'm covered, but I still do like a gator roll into the sheets, And I hear, Mommy, the bodyguard's naked. And she runs back out into the kitchen. And I'm like freaking out. And I hear the mom like, no, he was just changing his armor because he needs to change his suit of armor.
We got to think of a better analogy, lady.
I the bodyguard. So I go back out and she's like, were you naked? I'm like, no, I was changing my armor. I'm doing a voice. I'm like,
yeah, because you got a bachelor's in theater. You had to use that at that moment.
I'm the bodyguard. So then the mom starts making pancakes.
What?
The mom's making pancakes. I'm sitting down with the kid.
You're eating You sat down for breakfast?
We sat down for breakfast like a nice family. The mom brings over and we sing happy birthday to the mom.
This is the saddest story ever.
We sing happy birthday.
This is like the hookup version of Manchester by the Sea.
I was literally like, fuck, trying to shoot myself. So we sing happy birthday. And that was the first time, and then I got walked to the train. after that. It's the first time I met the kid. The last time I went over there, the kid was there again. I'm like, no way she'll remember me. As soon as I walk in, it's my bodyguard. Notices me immediately.
Yes, you're the bodyguard.
And so now I'm just a staple in this child's life. I have a stepdaughter, is what I'm trying to say. I now have a kid. Dating's tough, everybody. You know, it's a real struggle bus out there. Really nice girl, both of them, the young one and the old one. But it's really not a good.
I just have no idea what to say.
Yeah, I know. I've
How old is she?
She's like 4. Oh, the mom.
Yeah.
She's like 4. She's hot. No, the mom's just like 31 or 2, something like that.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm assuming she doesn't live in one of those new high rises in Jersey City.
No, not a high rise. You know, decent setup. She lives in a 2-bedroom by herself, and split custody, the whole deal.
That sounds like it's split custody.
Yeah. But you know what's here's an interesting thing though that I
Yeah. Tell
here's
me.
the interesting part.
Yeah.
Is every time I see this girl, she's trying to be very sexy, but it seems a little forced, and I can feel it, and it's a little much.
But she's a lonely woman.
Yeah, but when the kid was around and she had to be a mom for a second, I felt like I saw the real her, and I was like, oh, that's actually, I like that much better. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It felt like she dropped the facade of this sexy and she was just like, no, we're not opening a new syrup because we already opened a syrup. Okay, you have to drink. You have to drink your water. She had to be like a real person.
She makes her kid have water with pancakes.
Whatever it was, juice. It was fucking something like that. The main thing was the kid was trying to open 9 different syrups. But
why'd you have so many syrups?
It was she had what do you call it? Like a fleet, or when you get the beers.
A flight.
She
had a flight of syrups.
She had a flight of syrups.
It was her birthday.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, I want to revisit that real quick. Okay, so she made pancakes.
Yeah.
Who initiated the singing of Happy Birthday?
Her. She was she directed it towards her daughter. She's like, are you gonna sing Mommy Happy Birthday? And if 2 people are, if there's 3 of us, if the daughter's singing Happy Birthday to her mom, I'm sitting there. I'm a monster if I don't join in.
This is
So I'm like,
this is insane.
Not only that, the mom is doing a front-facing. She's recording herself getting sung to, her daughter and.
And then you assume she posted it, and then people hear your voice.
I don't know. I don't think she. I think she just had it for her. I don't know. She didn't post it anywhere. She's not a big, grammar, but yeah, there's a lot of question marks.
Yeah, especially why would you sing Happy Birthday over pancakes? If it was at night and she had a cake and they gave a kid a piece of cake, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it was I guess because it was the morning of her birthday, and I was not going to be around later. You had a gig. It was like a Sunday morning, and and she was made.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot, and I never thought that I would be that guy to somebody, and I kind of. And to be fair, if you're thinking I'm a monster, I made it very, very clear multiple times where I'm in no position to where I can be this person in your life where I'm the guy for, you know what I mean? I can't have a family right now. I'm juggling the fact if I can even have a relationship, and if I become an instrumental part of this girl's life, I can't be picking up people from school. You know what I mean? And
right, she can't fit on your scooter.
Yeah, exactly. It's not safe. But so far she's been very cool about that and hasn't asked me to be anything more than what I'm comfortable with.
No, she just
that'll change.
drops her own birthday song on you.
Yeah, that was a little much. Definitely wants to see me a lot, and it feels nice, but I'm also like, God, I'm gonna break one of their hearts. Or both.
Yeah, how would one work out?
I feel like I've only seen the kid twice, so if I never see her again, she's not going to be like looking up at the moon, wondering if I'm looking at it too. You know what I mean?
No, Taylor. In 20 years, you're going to hear on a podcast, my mom used to sleep with this guy, called him the monster bodyguard.
The bodyguard. I've definitely thought where I'm like, when do I reach the point where I'm going to come up in a therapy session one day? You know what I mean?
You're not first. You might not be second. Boy, you're going to be close to third.
Yeah, I might be. So that's kind of, that's where I am.
How many times have you seen this woman?
Multiple. I can't count on two hands.
But the kid's only been... You can't count on both hands. More than 10.
I've seen her. I've seen her more than 10 times, yeah. But I've seen the kid only twice. But both times I saw the kid, it was like the mom was cooking breakfast and we're watching fucking Bubble Guppies or whatever, eating cut up strawberries. It's selfish because you know what? It was really nice. It was really nice.
I think you need to go to therapy.
I think I do. It was really
yeah, you know, like when she tries to be sexy, I'm like not that turned on. But when she's a mom,
when she's a,
gets me hard.
No, it wasn't like they walked me to the path train, and so I'm walking next to the mom, and she's holding the kid, and I'm like,
she walked you to the path train.
She walked me to the path train. And yeah, and I was like, people walking by right now, they think that we're a family.
1,000%.
And I was like,
you're a small Mediterranean family.
And it made me, I had the thought where I was like, I don't know if and when, like, the idea of having a family is such a foreign, like, kind of concept because, you know.
You'd never had one?
I'd never had one, but also, like, the idea of going into it when my life is so unstable in every aspect that, right. You know, career, all that shit, where I'm like, it doesn't seem tangible. So I was like, I don't know if it will happen, but I was like, if it does, I feel like I'm going to be a good dad. You know what I mean? That's literally the thought that I had. And then I said goodbye and I went on the train and I went about my normal life. But the kid said goodbye to me.
No.
Yeah.
Hugged you goodbye?
Yeah. Gave me a hug.
You are.
I'm a monster. I am the monster.
You're
I'm not
the
bodyguard. I'm not the bodyguard.
You're not the bodyguard at all. You're the monster.
I'm the monster. I know, dude. It's fucked up. Yeah.
This is how I think you'll know if you're ready for a family. At any point in you, did you feel the need to spray paint Twister in the living room?
No, but I was like, if the kid asked me to, I might have. Yeah. I was like, I want to be fun. Like, you know, the kid's asking me questions and I'm like, I'm having a back and forth, and I get the fascination with, because it's all, you know, the mom is over it. The kid's asking a million questions, and she's like, just eat your fucking food. But I never am around this kind of energy. So to me, I'm just like, I'm like a little kid again.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's like, look at this dinosaur. I'm like, whoa, look at the fucking, you know? So I'm getting something out of it too. I want to see her again.
I can see why the dad isn't thrilled.
Yeah, the good dad doesn't want. But I also know, like, selfishly, it is a good time. But I'm like, I know it's just not the benefit, because it's got to be hard to date in your 30s and you have a kid. Like, I just don't want to waste anybody's time, pretty much.
As you do that.
As I'm wasting people's time, I don't want to waste anybody's
You're
time.
like bald AJ Soprano.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. And that's, you know, I don't know. She'll probably hear this. It's fine.
See, I was going to do a whole thing. Like, isn't it crazy? Like, first time you hook up with a girl, you basically have a month until they cut you off. That's what I was going to say. And that's not your situation.
No, I could stretch this thing out if I wanted to. And I don't. It's the thing of like I'm not good. I've never broken up. Like I've never quit a job. I've always like sabotaged it until I got fired.
Yeah,
You
like
know
a
what I mean?
Cowardly man. Listen, I'm the same. I've done the
coward.
same thing.
I'm a coward.
I am not judging.
Yeah, I didn't like. I felt like me and my ex probably both, on some level, subconsciously maybe were sabotaging each other, And then she eventually broke up with me. But I've never been like, hey, this is not working out.
Right. Now I've done the same thing, so I am, not one to judge. But
yeah. Like when people are like, "Oh my God, he broke up with me via text." Like, I'm like,
that's a monster.
I was like, yeah, but oh, you mean because he didn't want to see the pain in your eyes? Yeah, I totally get it. I totally understand.
Like, that's right. He's wrong for doing that. He should have casually decreased his interest over 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, he could have just really not shown any interest and forced your hand, made you so miserable until you're like, I can't do it anymore. And then I get to be the victim. I'm like, you left me, It's making
me think that's exactly what my ex did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that maybe. I don't know. She was also just pretty big bitch. So that might have also been a factor.
That could have been it,
Yeah.
Dude, I think about that where I felt like when I was very, very young when I got into my last relationship. We were together for a while, and I'm a completely different person now.
I mean, how old were you? I knew you.
I was, it
was
was probably
that young. You're 24?
Yeah, I mean, it feels young. I mean, 24 to 29, there's a lot that happens
there.
I'll
agree with that.
I'm a few months from 30. Like, sort of just kind of a couple years in the city. I was much more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and all that shit.
Yeah, we thought we were going to be successful by now.
Yeah,
Boy,
exactly.
has that not worked out.
Yeah.
I got a foot fetish following, and you're banging chicks that are filming you in Jersey City.
Yeah. So, we all have different paths. And, and so I feel like now there's you don't have the rest of you feel a little bit more of a clock when you are dating and like looking at someone like, could I see myself with this person? There's a lot more questions I ask of a person, before I could see myself going forward, I guess.
Okay, so you have more of a checklist with a potential partner
as
now.
I'm sure they do.
Of course.
Because they have the biological clock of like, I'm trying to have kids anytime soon. And, when you really lay it all out of what I am able to offer, like it's a hard wagon to hit yourself to. I've realized. Me.
Yeah, but she's substantially more damaged than you are. Which, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, as long as we're in it together, I mean, I have a ton of issues. My ex had issues. Like everybody's got fucking
Everyone's
issues.
got issues.
Everybody's got issues, folks.
Do you know what would be nice? If we could get like the Carfax on every woman.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is a 1993 redhead.
Yeah.
Here's every.
Here's
what happened in her past.
Here's what happened.
Here's every surgery she's had.
Right.
She got stitches in 97.
Yeah. Here's a 5'6" bald dude, has issues processing griefs and steals too much.
Yeah. What are you stealing?
It's a problem. I steal a lot.
What are you stealing?
Anything.
But like candy bars, sure.
I'm stealing everything. I've stolen everything I'm wearing right now.
No way.
Yeah.
Those are Lulu shorts, no?
No, they're Reefs.
Oh.
Macy's.
You stole from Macy's.
Stop listening, Mom. Yeah, Macy's is easy.
Well, yeah.
They
can't hire staff anymore.
Here's another sick thing. So, I'm like kind of I'm living off of savings that I'm burning through right now, and
Good.
I don't want to go back to a job. So,
good. This is what my dad calls the problem.
No, I am the problem. Pursuing my dream. And so, what I do sometimes, I did this a lot over the winter, was I would steal clothes from Macy's and then sell them to Beacon's Closet for cash. I know.
You're like a Robin Hood for yourself.
yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's really it's bad. I haven't done that in a while, but there was a time when I was
the past 4 months
when I was doing that. But I would say, yeah, I was taken because here's the thing. Stealing is I know it's, and I'm doing a bit about it on stage right now, where it's like I know that it's wrong, but it gives me a rush, and it's kind of like it's a vice in a way, where like some people drink their problems away, or they're like they do drugs or whatever. Like there's something that the rush of stealing kind of is a distraction in a way, where it's like
distraction from what?
When I'm just like sitting alone and like just worried and anxious about the future or whatever. Like when I steal, it kind of makes me feel alive a little bit. You know?
No.
It's
stealing decreases your anxiety.
Getting away with it does. Getting away with it does, and I've never, I've yet to be caught. And it's, I'm just thinking about like, I'm like disappointing my mom right now, because she's like, why would you steal? I know, it's bad.
Well, we get why someone steals.
Yeah, we get why.
Very obvious.
But it's also like I shoplift things, you know, for my selfish reasons. But then, like, during the pandemic, I'm seeing people smash and grab Target, and I'm like, look at these fucking animals.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do it like a professional. Go in there,
Honestly,
go into the dressing room, put it under your shirt, and walk out.
If it's like a heist, I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, there needs to be some sort of planning into a theft.
I'm in and out, and no one knows anything is gone until, like, the next time they do inventory. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not taking whole racks of things. Like, you know, Polo is not going to feel this T-shirt. And I know that doesn't justify it. But it does. Like, I wouldn't do that with like a mom and pop, you know, independent, or like a Beacon's Closet, like a small thrift store or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like a big mega corporation, which I get. The principle is still wrong, but it does ease my guilt a little bit, because their pricing factors in theft anyway, so it's like, if I don't do it, I'm kind of leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Right. I just want to check. You do not have a degree in economics.
I do not have a degree in economics, but I do. I feel like I have a degree in. I know exactly how it works. My brother, is in the military. He used to work loss prevention at Sears, so I know how it all works. I know I was almost caught one time. I was stopped, but I didn't have the merchandise on me, which is a big no-no. You can't, like, they can get in a lot of trouble if they do that.
Really? Yeah.
So how it happened was
they were doing racial targeting.
I was in Kmart, and I took like
how old were you? You were in a Kmart.
I was in college. It was back in college. There's a Kmart in West Orange, New Jersey. I was staying at a family friend's house. Yeah, it was on its way out. I didn't, you know. So I took this like video game disc out of a thing, and I put it like in my waistband.
Huh.
And I'm in the lower level of a Kmart. I'm coming up the Kmart escalator, and I can see the exit, and I see a guy standing there who I didn't see on the way in. Kind of skeeved me out a little bit. So I was like, you know what? Better be safe than sorry. I took the disc out very subtly, and I like placed it on top of this like garbage receptacle, and I walked out, and they stopped me. Now I know I'm good because I don't have merchandise.
You don't have anything on your person.
So I'm an arrogant piece of shit right now, and they're like, "No, you have it." I'm like, "Where is it? Check me. You can't do anything." And they're like, "No, we need you to come to the back." I'm like, "Okay, let's go to the back." I know I'm okay. They can't do anything. So we sit down in the back, and part of me is like a little bit scared, but I still know I'm in the right. So I'm pointing. I'm like, listen, I know you have to do this. That's your apprehension board right now. You have a quota that you have to hit by the end of the month. We both know you can't do anything. So why don't you just let me show you where the disc is, and I'll get out of here. And they were like, no, we have to, because they were out looking for it.
Right.
And I was like, I'll solve this, because we both know you got nothing. You can't do anything, which is it's a good, if you can take stuff and just move it in the store, it's not a crime.
Yeah.
So you can like stuff things down your pants and like walk to the other side. They will watch you, and if they think you're leaving with it, that's why most people don't get stopped, because you have to be 100% certain. They have to have you on camera
tape
the entire time you're in the store, because at any point when you're out of camera, you could have dropped it.
I'm shocked Kmart had cameras.
I was surprised they worked.
Yeah, I
would
know.
have.
I'm surprised there was a Kmart.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys really? You're trying to? You guys got like 6 months left. What are we doing here?
Why are we trying anymore?
What are we
Let's
doing?
just coast out.
Yeah. So yeah, it's mainly in the past 6 months, Macy's and Italy.
Italy.
Italy's a big one.
You're stealing like gourmet pasta?
I'm stealing. They got a lot of prepared food, and so I've been like I don't get a lot of vegetables in my diet.
Can you believe it, folks?
Because I'm always out and I'm not like cooking, and I feel like I'm always having a bad meal. So they have these they got like these salads and sandwiches that they just and Italy will get bum rushed during the day, especially on a weekend.
You're going to the one by Union Square.
Madison.
Yeah, Madison Square
on
Park.
23rd. Yeah. So there's they got a gelato line in there that'll stretch a mile long.
I've been on it.
Yeah, and so it's chaos in there, and that people might not think it's actually easier to steal when it's crowded. You'd think like you don't want anyone. No, you want as many people as possible.
Right, you want to blend in.
Yeah, you're looking at the cameras. You don't know who to follow, and most of loss prevention is profiling.
Yeah.
It's a lot of profiling. So I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean? So I go in, and
you look like you work there.
yeah. So I not a lot. I take like a sandwich and a water, and then I go outside to that little green area with the tables, and I have a nice lunch.
That's good. Yeah. How often are you doing that every day?
There was a time when I was eating pretty for a while.
Huh.
Like, maybe I'll get a kombucha too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I need a dessert. You got
yeah.
Dude, you guys got tiramisu back
I'm
here?
like, you still got the crumb cake, huh? You guys haven't switched that out? All right. Somebody has a bit on this, but it's like, it's happens. I've done it so many times to where if they did stop me, I think there's a part of me that'd be like, what?
Like I do this every day.
Yeah.
Check the cameras.
Yeah, I'm allowed. Like, what's the big deal? I'm not allowed to do. I do this every day.
Do you think a factor in all this, because you said like past 6 months, is that like in the city just no one stops people for theft anymore? Like you think you're really good, but in reality they're like whatever.
I've thought that. I mean, even if they see you, they're like they can't put hands on you. There's a lot of that could be it. But I don't want to be lumped in with the people who are just doing it like on a mass scale. You know what I mean?
If they're not doing it for the love of the game, you're not interested.
It is a little bit of the love of the game, where sometimes I will be in a store and I'm like, I have no need for this thing I'm about to take, but I think I could take it and get away with it. And so it's almost like I want to see if I can pull it off, kind of a thing. It's really destructive and just a complete waste of time.
I like how you're such an artistic douche that you approach theft like you do comedy.
Yeah. You're
like, if you make it for the masses, it's just not that good.
It's real. Like, I'm extremely proud of how under the radar I could be, like, right next to an employee, and they have no idea that this thing just slipped into my pocket or up my sleeve or in my bag. It's really, this whole episode is just very incriminating for if anyone who knows me who's going to listen to this. But because I don't share this with a lot, and I never steal if I'm with somebody. If I'm like with a friend or
with an accomplice.
If I've never steal with, because God forbid I get stopped. That's like,
you're holding up their day.
I'm holding up their day, where it's like, and also, that phenomena where it's like, if you can, there's something where you can sense when you're being looked at or being watched. It's the same thing where I'm like, if they're aware that I'm stealing, I think that it's going to freak them out and they're going to act different, and them acting different is going to make me act different. Because the whole thing is, is kind of just being as casual as possible.
Of
So
course.
you really, the key to taking stuff is to just take it like it is yours. Because there's no looking around when you grab something that's yours.
Right.
You know? So you just grab the thing and walk out.
And you put it in your bag?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I have a bag that, like, it's one of these bags.
Do you just, like,
It's,
keep it open? And then you
so-
just, like, kind of...
So it's got backpack straps, and then it zips open at the top of it. Picture like a tote bag.
Yes,
It's got
yes.
tote bag straps and backpack straps, and it zips open at the
Oh,
top.
interesting.
So when it hangs on my shoulder, the opening is about yay high, so I can take something and it can slip. I can slip it in the bag so easily. To like as I'm rounding a corner or something where it's very quick. And then it has like a cup holder thing on the side where I can grab something, slightly tuck it up my sleeve, and then hover over the cup holder and drop it in. It's like literally sleight of hand.
You're the David Blaine of being trash.
Yeah. I make things disappear and I don't give them back.
No. It'd be great if they ever stop you one day. You go, officer, is this your card?
Yeah. I'm sorry, and here's your wallet. There's.
They just start applauding.
Yeah,
you
they're
like,
like, wow, that's okay. That's impressive. That's pretty impressive.
you know, what
Yeah.
you reminded me of. I forgot what the show was. It was on Comedy Central. The guy that used to show like how to steal things or like how to.
Oh, I feel like that's right up my
I
alley.
would have to look up what the name is. Where he would like break down like how to get a bunch of stuff for free at different chains.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He like kept like the drink cups in his car.
Yes,
or something.
that's
Yeah.
the exact scene I had in my brain.
Yeah. He's got like the
Cheapskate or
sleeves for
something
the-
like that.
Yeah, that's trash to me. That's you know what I mean. Let's be. Yeah,
Right, you have to use props for theft.
Yeah, I'm not carrying around a thing to then go get a like to me that's low level stealing. When people are like, "Hey, you ask for a water cup and you fill it up with soda," I'm like, well, okay, "Grow up." You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
It's not doing anything for my anxiety.
It does.
Let's steal a car.
It's like it does nothing. All right, how's this nice bottle of olive oil? Does that do anything for you?
Would you steal a bottle of olive oil?
I would, yeah. I mean, it's easily so.
And you sell it to the thrift store?
If I yeah, I resell it.
I mean, a grocery section because of you?
Yeah, I mean, I've over the course of my, let's call it a career, over the course of my career, I've at one point or another, yeah, I've taken food, clothing, I've taken cookware,
Shelter.
I've
with this woman.
yeah, yes, memories. I've stolen a childhood. Yeah, quite a bit. And I was actually just talking to a comic who had last night who had a phase of shoplifting, but she got over it. And I was like, almost, I felt like it was a cry for help. Or I was like, you got to show me how. I think it's just you come to a place where you want to be a better person, and I'm just not there yet, you know.
Well, that's very clear by how you're approaching dating.
Yeah, I'm by all. I mean, I thought I needed a therapist a few years ago, you know, during COVID and after I lost my dad. But I'm like, I feel like it doesn't even touch where I am now, where, you know, I'm running around just casually seeing people that I, you know, don't really care about. I'm stealing. I have to move soon. I'm you know, I ride a bike with no helmet.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
van guy's out?
He's moving in with his girlfriend. So
Into a van?
No. He's
Oh.
keeping the van, but he's gonna he's moving in with his lady. Ted and I are looking for a place.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So I think that might help. I think living with Ted, because, you know, he's a man of God. I think he'll try to set me on the straight now. Because part of it is my roommate's never home. So it's like the idle hands or the devil's plaything.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I'm sitting at home or I'm out alone, you know, and I'm by Macy's, I'm by Italy, I'm by Uniqlo, I'm by all these places that I know exactly how to get shit.
Right.
Like,
And that's what you need. A roommate that doesn't leave the apartment.
yeah, that will just be like, just ask, hey, where you going? And then you know, because I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't lie to Ted. So then I have to
You
be
just
like,
lied to a 3-year-old.
yeah, yeah. Well, they're not making strong memories yet, or so I thought.
Oh, we'll find out.
They
in a
got
few
names.
years.
They definitely remember names, but
Well, titles at least.
yeah, I think just someone who makes me a little bit accountable of how I spend my, because I have way too much free time, and I'm just too good at
Being a dirtbag.
at being just a piece of shit. But I feel like everybody has this chapter in their story. You know what I mean? Like I could see this as a whole chapter of the overall like arc of my life. Like because
Sure.
you know, apple doesn't fall far. My dad went through a huge stealing phase. Now he had the excuse of he was addicted to opiates, and I am not. I just do it because it's fun. Now he was stealing like street signs and, you know, shit like that.
Right, stuff you can't even eat.
Yeah, it's like it's got my last name. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's yeah. I mean, I think I've said that on here before. Like I had exit signs and shit in my room and stuff. And
Oh no, you did.
yeah, and so you know, I want to give that to my kid. You know what I mean?
Well, too late. Tell them they're already 4 and they're not yours.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know, one day I want to be able to pass on some of these lessons to a young one. I think that'd be nice.
You need like to do Big Brothers Big Sisters, except don't teach them how to steal from Uniqlo.
I need to go into Scared Straight. I think that's what I need for shoplifting.
That's just called prison at your age.
I think I need to. I could honestly. I think I could use some jail time.
It'd be nice.
I think just somebody to tell me, no, this is exactly what you're gonna do today.
You need a girlfriend.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
what you
honestly,
need.
and this is not. I'm not pinning blame on my ex, but ever since I got single, it sent me into a vicious spiral of negative actions and just zero accountability for anything because I don't have to report to anybody. I'm not responsible for anything. I have zero responsibility other than keeping a roof over my head and food in my body, and that's it. I live an extremely, extremely selfish existence. And I mean, I don't even have a fucking goldfish to take care of. If I had anything in my life that relied on me in any way, I think it would help curb some of these negative actions that I'm doing.
Right.
Until then,
the good thing is we're not taking any action to get there.
No. It's I know exactly what I need to do.
As am I. So
I
I
know
mean, I'm not stealing and.
I know exactly what I need to do. I have yet to have the real kick in the ass that makes me. I haven't hit rock bottom. Is the point? So I don't know what that will be. Hopefully, I'm not actually going to prison.
I would say singing "Happy Birthday" over pancakes
if that didn't do it
with a woman who. Do you know her last name?
Yes, but it's a very long Greek name. It's kind of similar to Gus's name.
Oh Jesus!
Constantelis. It's like Contanana, you know, one of these fucking
fucking Spanakopita. Yeah.
Something we change. Sure. Yeah, we're not having that. It's too many syllables. But yeah, I mean, if that wasn't it, I've had a lot of mornings where I wake up and I'm like, I'm hungover. I'm staring at baby shoes, and I'm like, what are we doing here? You know?
See, I've been drunk texting, and I was like, I got to get it together.
Oh no.
This is making me think maybe drunk text a little more.
Yeah. Oh no, you're on the straight and narrow compared to what I'm doing. Yeah, it's not great, you know.
Well,
yeah.
Folks, that's a pod.
That's it.
We started just looking at your socks, and we got real quick.
To quote my father, do as I say, not as I do, folks.
There you go.
You know.
Take opioids, steal street signs, and steal from Macy's.
All right,
folks.